You know the feeling. Something in the culture feels off, even while everyone around you is calling it healing or wellness or your own personal truth. There's a reason for that feeling. And a new book just gave it a name, Exposing Portals of Darkness. Look at the window, neon glow, one soft word behind the glass, wellness. It looks brand new. Pastor Darren Stott says, look again. Nothing on this street is actually new. The old gods, his book argues, just keep changing their clothes. Same offer, new sign, slavery renamed therapy, rebellion renamed self-care. Now picture a second image, a doorway standing alone in an open field, nothing behind it but sky. That's the frame Stott builds his whole book around. Every trend in that window is a door like this one, an entrance to something on the other side. This isn't a tour of the dark, it's a map. Read the headlines with a Bible open, and you start to see which doors were never meant to open. And here's where the story turns. This was never really about the darkness, it's about the door and who keeps it. Because in your life, that's not a demon standing guard, that's you. So the map unrolls. One route, so-called plant medicine and psychedelics, what the Bible in an old word calls sorcery. Another, ecstatic and occult techniques borrowed from far away. And at the map's far edge, the high-tech frontier, machines built to engineer transcendence. Different roads, Stott's claim, the same landlord, which is why they feel off. Watch the box open. The promise is glorious, right up until the lid lifts. Transformation, transcendence, peace. Every counterfeit gate sells hardest at the threshold, then leaves you standing in an empty room, more bound than when you knocked. So the book hands you a title you didn't know you had, Gatekeeper. Jesus said it himself, the keys are yours. What you bind on earth is bound, what you loose is loosed. No door opens into your life without permission, and you're the one who grants it or refuses it. In your life, you hold the keys. But before this story talks about shutting any door, it stops. Almost nobody walks through these gates out of rebellion. They walk through because they're hurting, chasing relief from anxiety, from trauma, from a hole they can't name. The doors sell so well because the ache behind them is so real. So if that's you, if you've reached for one of these things trying to get well, hear this with zero condemnation. The ache that sent you looking is real. And the answer was never shame. It's real help and real hope. Together, God works through doctors, counselors, and recovery communities. Reaching out for that care is wisdom, not weak faith. At its best, this book isn't here to scare the curious. It's here to rescue them. Now the story takes a turn some readers won't expect. Stott looks at the frontiers of technology and artificial intelligence and sees old doors wearing new architecture. That's his read, bold and his own. But the question underneath is worth asking. When a new power promises to make us like gods, what's actually waiting on the other side? And the frame keeps widening. These gates don't only open one person at a time. A home carries an atmosphere. A city can host contested ground. What you let into your screen, your music, your routine, quietly, props a door open. Keeping the gate isn't a one-time decision. It's a daily, ordinary act. Here, the story steadies itself. The goal was never to make you afraid of the dark. It was to make you so familiar with the light that nothing counterfeit can pass for it again. Discernment isn't paranoia, it's clear sight. The goal was never to make you demon conscious, it's to make you Jesus conscious. Which brings every road in this story back to one door. Jesus didn't call himself a portal among portals. He said, I am the door, I am the way, the truth, the life. Every counterfeit gate takes more than it gives. This one gate gives and asks for nothing at the threshold. Watch this door behave differently. The counterfeits kick their way in, this one knocks and waits. Love doesn't break down a door, love asks. The true gate isn't the one that dazzles you, it's the one with the scars. At Nori Media Group, this is exactly our lane, sober discernment with a redemptive anchor at the center of it. We won't mock what's real, we won't panic about it either. Exposing portals of darkness will train your eyes to see the counterfeits clearly, then hand you back the keys and point you to the one door that was opened for you on purpose. You were never meant to fear the dark, you were meant to keep the gate. Exposing Portals of Darkness by Pastor Darren Stott. Get your copy now through Faith and Flame. The link is below. Follow the link below to pick up your copy today.